This is Tank's Vlog for January 28th, 2018. As the NHL goes into its All-Star weekend, the NBA took center stage Saturday night with a bunch of thrilling games. It was the Minnesota Timberwolves beating the Nets 111-97. It was the Thunder 121-108 winners over the Pistons. Another triple-double by Russell Westbrook. The Pacers edged the Magic 114-112. The Wizards beat the Hawks 129-104. The Heat beat the Hornets 95-91. And the Nuggets beat the Mavericks 91-89. And then the game of the night, possible NBA Finals preview. It was the Golden State Warriors giving a big battle, big win over the Boston Celtics. Stephen Curry had an MVP performance with 49 points, 4 rebounds and 5 assists, as Kyrie Irving led the way for the Celtics with 37 points, as Boston fell just short of a big upset win in Oakland. If the Celtics could have won that game, they would have really sent a message. But they played well. They played competitive. And you don't expect the Celtics to go into the Oracle and win that game. But it gives you something to ponder when if these two teams meet in June. Even though the Celtics lost, they played well. They hung in the game most of the way. So keep that in mind as the playoffs advance. As we inch closer to March, college basketball is starting to pick up some exciting games. And the biggest, most thrilling game today was Virginia. Number 2 ranked Virginia went into Cameron Indoor and beat the Blue Devils. Now, clearly the best team in the ACC. With that win, 65-63 winners. And this is despite a 30-point, 14-rebound game by Marvin Bagley III for the Blue Devils. So, keep those in mind. The Cleveland Cavaliers might not be the best hope for winning a basketball championship here. It might be the Virginia Cavaliers. And also a big upset win today. North Carolina State in overtime over North Carolina 95-91. This is the first time in over 40 years that Duke and North Carolina lost at home on the same day. Now, while the NHL gets ready for its All-Star game tomorrow, with its unusual format, we got the Atlantic Division taking on the Metropolitan Division in the first period. The second period will be the Pacific Division against the Central Division, with the 2 winners playing in the third period. It's 3-on-3 hockey. It's not real hockey. Although the All-Star game has never really been about real hockey. I mean, after all, the only check that comes in the All-Star game comes in the mail. But it's got to be better than that skills competition tonight. Oh, my God. I watched the skills competition. I forgot about it 2 minutes after watching it. I mean, the NBC Sports has got to do a better job at promoting this thing. I mean, it was dull. It was boring. It was atrocious. There was no excitement. The announcers didn't bring any excitement. You didn't feel anything. I didn't feel anything watching that. It was terrible. Awful. Atrocious. The NHL's got to work on making this better. This event, I mean, I remember it being better than this, but oh my God, it was so atrocious. It was so atrocious tonight. Hopefully the All-Star game is better tomorrow. We also got the Pro Bowl tomorrow. Wise man once said, I wouldn't watch the Pro Bowl, if it was, in my backyard next to my snowblower. And even if they had a bunch of window throwers, I wouldn't go there and watch this Pro Bowler because they'll knock over my Pro Bowler and they'll break my window out with the window throwers. Now, with the All-Star game, it's time to take a first half look at the NHL, what we're looking at, and what we could probably expect in the second half. Now, the Atlantic Division, you got the host of the All-Star game is the top team in the NHL right now. The Tampa Bay Lightning, 34-12-3 at 71 points. They would win the President's Trophy if the season ends today. The Bruins, though, have been red hot. 19 straight games at a point. 20-10-8 are right behind. While the Red Wings are in third position at 28-18-5. Now, you got a big gap there. There basically is no contender right now in the Atlantic for the wild card spots. Yes, the Metropolitan is so much ahead of them. But Detroit is in fourth at 19-21-8. The Canadiens are also have 46 points. The Panthers at 44. The Senators at 39. And Buffalo's got the worst record in the East at 37 points. The traditional regular season powerhouse Washington Capitals are on top of the Metropolitan Division with 63 points. It don't mean a ding if it don't get that ring. The Columbus Blue Jackets are second with 57 points. The Penguins, who are off to a slow start, now are charging and are rising fast at also 57 points. The Devils are 56 points. The Flyers also have 56 points. Those are your two top teams for the wild card in the East. And then everywhere else is getting very tight. You got the Rangers and Islanders, both identical, 25-20-5 records, each at 55 points. And the Hurricanes are at 52 points. That's how tightly bunched the Metropolitan Division is. It truly is, top to bottom, the best division in hockey. Another division that's nearly as good as the Metropolitan Division, and you could argue it's just as good, is the Central Division. Right now, it's the Winnipeg Jets. Yes, the Winnipeg Jets. A team nobody would have expected to be at the top of the Central Division is on top with 66 points. That's a big contribution from the goalie, Connor Hellebuyck. You got the Predators second with 65. St. Louis in third position at 63. Like the East, both of the wild card positions will be in the Central, with Dallas at 60 points and a surprising Colorado Avalanche at 57. The Minnesota Wild also have 57 points, and the scuffling Chicago Blackhawks right now are in last place. If they don't make the playoffs, Joe Quenneville could be out of a job. And that would be something else after he's taken 3 Stanley Cups to Chicago. In the Pacific Division, Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Yes, that's right. You got the Golden Knights on top, 32-12-4, best record in the West, second best record overall. Those expansion Golden Knights are not your traditional expansion team. This is a legitimate contender. You got the San Jose Sharks in second with 59 points, and Calgary in third position with 58. Now you got the 2 wild card competitors, both the Los Angeles Kings and Anaheim Ducks have 57 points, and are tied in that massive wild card jumble. You got 4 teams right now in the West with 57 points, who are within who are basically a tiebreak for the second wild card between these 4 teams. We'll keep an eye on that as the season comes to down its stretch. Then you got the disappointing Edmonton Oilers. Barring a miraculous second half turnaround, a team that many people thought will be contending for the Stanley Cup is not. They're stuck at 47 points. and they just cannot get it going. You got the Vancouver Canucks at 44 points, and the Arizona Coyotes, it's lonely in the desert. There are no winds on around. Well, finding a win is rarer than water. The Coyotes have run aground. Get along, little coyote. You're in the basement now. Oh, get along, little coyote. Your lonesome, mournful sound. 12, 29, and 9, 33 points. Ooh, I think they've already been mathematically eliminated. Get along, little coyote. The tumbleweeds go through the stands. Get along, little coyote. You don't have any fans. Now, for the New Jersey Devils, this week is going to be critical. They look like a team that was going to make the playoffs as the new year began, but they've had a terrible January. They sorely miss Adam Henrique. Taylor Hall's been out last week with a hand injury. If Taylor Hall doesn't play, this team has no chance. And that's why it was a big mistake to trade Adam Henrique. Maybe they needed Sami Vatanen, but Sami Vatanen hasn't done anything to really help this team win. Hasn't done anything. And if this team doesn't wake up as soon as the season resumes, they're quickly going to fade away. Right now, they're in the wild card lead, but that's tenuous at best with it tightly bunched and jungled. So they've really, really got to wake up when the second half begins. Today's 3 stars are Stephen Curry of the Warriors, who had 49 points with 4 rebounds and 5 assists. Russell Westbrook, who had a triple-double against the Pistons in a Thunder win. And Kyrie Irving, who played well in a losing effort against the Warriors in the Oracle. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Dante Culpepper, who went from the Vikings boat to sinking the Dolphin ship. Thank you, Nick Saban! Thank you! Should have had Drew Brees. And we take a look back 60 years ago to when Roy Campanella, the Dodgers catcher, was paralyzed in a car accident on an icy road in Long Island. Campanella, who worked at a liquor store that he owned in the off-season, was driving home when he hit a patch of ice and his car flipped over, hitting a utility pole. He would recover, partially. He was wheelchair bound the rest of his life, but he really became an inspiration and remained closely connected to the game at working as a scout. So check out the full story at Barstool Sports and Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. Good day.